Okay, YouTubers. You asked for it. You got it. Do you have any idea what you're asking for when you're encouraging me to do videos on the Dead Sea Scrolls? Do you have any idea what floodgates you're opening? Do you even know what you're doing? It kind of goes along with this biblical context idea that I've been talking about for the last, 21 videos or whatever. The Dead Sea Scrolls are the perfect biblical context. They are the most exciting archaeological discovery. There are so many texts written about the scrolls, and there are many, many interpretations. You want me to just pull out all the stops? Just put the pedal to the metal, baby, and let her rip? You want to do what Larry the Cable Guy says and let's get her done? Dead Sea Scrolls are absolutely one of my favorite subjects, bar none. They are so electrifying. There are so many stimulating, interesting ideas. In my library alone, I have dozens and dozens of books, hundreds of scholarly articles that I've been photocopying off through the years, tens of thousands of pages. The stack of books on the Dead Sea Scrolls, whether it's from the Mormon view, the biblical scholarly view, the Dead Sea Scroll scholars themselves, the various archaeologists, the various historians, the various religious people, so on and so forth. The stack of books I have in my own library itself is taller than I am, and I'm 6 foot tall. You think I'm kidding, don't you? Okay, from floor to ceiling, here's this stack of books, whether it has to do with the Aramaic fragments of the Book of Enoch, or of the biblical canon, or of Melchizedek, or of Mormon studies, or biblical studies, etc. We are talking from floor to ceiling Dead Sea Scrolls books. You think I'm kidding, don't you? Let me show it to you this way. And see all those books to the side? All of those binders of hundreds and hundreds of articles on this subject having to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls? That's it. Let me back up if you think I'm bluffing you. Look at this. All materials having to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls. All the way to the ceiling. From the floor. I mean, when you stop to consider this subject, seriously, let me see if I can get back down here to where I can sit and be comfortable. When you consider this subject, hundreds of books, tens of thousands of pages, tens of thousands, and I've read the vast majority of them through the years. It is a fabulous subject. I mean, just consider with me the Aramaic Enoch fragments. Holy Toledo, there's hundreds of videos I can make on just the Book of Enoch, from Andrei Orlov, Hugh Nibley, Margaret Barker, J.T. Millick. There are so many new analyses. I believe Colin Wilson has even done one on the Book of Enoch. R.H. Charles, James H. Charlesworth, and he has all of the Hebrew, the Aramaic, the Greek, the Old Slavonic Book of Enoch, and all that. The Dead Sea Scrolls have the books of Enoch. How about Abraham? The Genesis Apocryphon, about the love story between Abraham and Sarah. Genesis Apocryphon, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've got Joseph Fitzmyer's study on the Genesis Apocryphon and some of the other great scholars. How about, so we have Enoch and Abraham. How about Melchizedek? Hey, Melchizedek. The 4Q Melchizedek in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Let me show you this. Let me show you this real quick. I have been, let me get this up here so that you can see me. I have been photocopying materials now for about 10 years on Melchizedek. 2 huge 3-ring binders, dozens and dozens, and you can see that's 3 and 4 inches thick, each one. Dozens of articles on just Melchizedek. You have Enoch, you have Melchizedek, you have Abraham, you have the great patriarchs of the Bible. You have an enormous amount of interesting materials on the canon, the biblical canon, what it involved. You have the idea of new revelation, of new Scripture. You have the idea of what is Scripture. Oh man, Robert K. Kraft. Look at the size of this 3-ring binder on information on Jewish pseudepigrapha, on Christian apocrypha, pseudepigrapha, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Bible, the Scripture, the canon. What is it? How do we define it? The scholars are reassessing all of this information. And it's directly because of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, I'm thrilled. Maybe what I ought to do, it's time to explore the subject. There's been a lot of requests to me privately on the email and several requests on my YouTube site now to bring out this information on the Dead Sea Scrolls. And how does it relate to the Book of Mormon? How does it relate to the Bible? How does it relate to Second Temple Judaism? And how does it relate to early Christianity? I didn't even show you the one part. Holy cow, I'm negligent. Shame on me. Whoops. This is rookie amateur hour. This stack is so tall, it went right to the ceiling. This is the rest of the stack. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more books here, plus all of these binders of new articles on the Bible and the various different Dead Sea Scrolls, symposiums and scholar conventions and so on and so forth. All of this information, tens of thousands of pages, man. And you want me to start talking about Dead Sea Scrolls? I'm never going to shut up. How about if I just flood YouTube with Dead Sea Scrolls videos? Solid quality scholarship, analysis, translation, discussion. We'll discuss it from the Old Testament context. We'll discuss it in the New Testament context. I'll show you some astonishing, beautiful parallels with the Book of Mormon. I'll show you some breathtaking new information on the Messiah and how there are some scholars who are actually saying now that the gospel writers, in their messianic application being put onto Jesus, could have very likely been using the Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean, wow. That makes your heart palpitate, doesn't it? I have some fabulous. Some of the reasons, these are some of the reasons why I am so excited about studying the Scriptures anyway. I have some phenomenal stuff that I'd love to share with you. So if you think you're ready to go on a real rip and roar and ride with me through the Dead Sea Scrolls, you think 401 videos on YouTube is decent? I can triple that, just with Dead Sea Scrolls stuff. So you want to do Dead Sea Scrolls, eh? Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. You want them? Here we go. Here they come. Get ready. You better cook yourself a lot of popcorn, because I have hours of materials I can share with you on the scrolls. Very exciting, new, interesting stuff. And I'll be happy to do it.